Holy meatballs! Wrath Aeon of Ruin has finally had its 1.0 release. I have been and still am beyond excited for this. The wait it has spanned across multiple years with delay after delay. Now has the eternal wait been worth it in the end? Well, my brutal Bratskis, I'm here today to let you know. And who the hell am I? Slim Bratsky from Sweden, the daddiest dad of them all. You wanna know something nice? I actually got 2 keys to give away for this game, and I will be sharing the instruction on how to enter that giveaway in the video. It's gonna be super obvious when I tell you the instructions, but watch the video so you don't miss it. Now let's do this. In Wrath you play as an outlander, once adrift upon the ageless sea. You now found yourself on the shores of a dying world. From the consuming darkness emerges a figure cloaked in white, the shepherd of wayward souls, who burdens you with the task of hunting down the remaining guardians of the old world. You must journey into the vast gloom to explore ancient ruins, discover forgotten secrets, and battle the horrors that lurk within. Equipped with weapons of exceptional might and an inventory of powerful artifacts, you must traverse ancient crypts, sunken ruins, corrupted temples, and howling forests to slaughter all who stands in your way. Now the way that the story is told is through a few lines from the Wayward Soul. After each level or new hub world that you enter, he will bestow upon you some text. Why in the freaking hell they did not put some voice acting in on his 5 minutes of text is beyond me. It would have added so much to the storytelling and the atmosphere of it all. And that is pretty much all that there is to the story. The game doesn't put much emphasis on environmental storytelling, nor puts much focus in the story at all. It feels like the story is just there to give you a purpose to be in the game, which kinda left me wanting just a little bit more, but hey, at the same time, it feels kinda alright, because this game is all about the slaughtering. The game, it features 3 hub worlds, 3 rather large and beautiful hub worlds if I may say so myself, one for each episode of the game, and each episode has its unique theme to it, all of them loaded with secrets and things to explore, and I badly want to spoil the third one due to its amazingness. However, you will see some raw gameplay from one of the levels in the last episode, but the gameplay doesn't spoil the magnificence of it. Why? Well, simply because I want you to experience it for yourself. It's very brutal and by far my favorite theme for any of the episodes in the game. But that said, the other 2 episodes and their themes are actually really cool. The first one going for a more forest, dark fantasy theme. Second one, pure desert, very old school Egypt-like. Unfortunately though, the second act is the one with least variety to it and by far the weakest of them all. The other 2 mixes a lot more environments in them, while the second stays very sameish throughout and gets kinda boring towards the end. Hub worlds apart, each episode features 5 levels and a boss. Now that might not sound too much, but it is. It is, trust me. It took me around 18 hours to complete this game, and on average each level takes around 40 minutes to an hour to actually complete. And the fact that the levels are so humongous is not always a good thing. Don't get me wrong here, the levels, they are expertly crafted. It has some amazing verticality to it, freaking fantastic and unique looking arenas to fight in, beautiful sceneries to gaze upon, amazing atmosphere. I mean, not a single level felt like a level. They all felt like mysterious places with incredible environments in them, but oh boy did I get lost. Not in all of the maps, but some of them really stuck out. So the thing is, if you breeze through a level, it won't take you more than 30 minutes, which is still considered a long and big level. But why I say on average a map will take 40 minutes to an hour is because you will be stuck looking for a lever to press or a key to find. and it's not always that obvious where to look. Now at the core, the levels are linear, but they are very open and wide, with many corners to explore, alternative routes to take and secrets to find, which is great level design, but it fails so many times to point you in the right direction that you need to be heading, ending up getting a bit frustrating at times and amping up the average completion time for a level by a lot. So I want to talk about the heart of the game, the combat, the weapons, the incredibly meaty and bloody aspects of it all. And how do I do this the best way? Well, we are going to jump into some raw gameplay in one of the maps in Act 3. But before that, I want to make sure you know my thoughts on the shotgun. It's freaking brutal! Now I won't spoil the overall theme of episode 3, nor will I show the hub world. You will simply see glimpses of one of the maps, a bunch of enemies and weapons, nothing more than what a trailer would have spoiled, and of course you will hear me comment on what's going on and my thoughts on it. Sounds good? Aye, let's do this. Alright my friends, here we go. One random level in Act 3, and trust me, it doesn't spoil the overall atmosphere or feel of Act 3. It doesn't really spoil anything apart from enemies and weapons. So, there is a lot to talk about when it comes to the gameplay in this game. And this is the first time I'm playing this map, so bear with me here. This is going to be challenging, talking and playing, and you will see why, trust me, you will. Oh, that's actually a new enemy. Woo! He looks like a flying octopus. Oh no. I forgot to use the freaking blade. Okay, I want to show you guys something here with these guys. Look at the dismemberment. Oh, that is beautiful. Look, he lost an arm. I just love that. Love it to bits. It is so satisfying, the gibs and the dismemberment overall in this game. Trust me, it is super satisfying. Holy macaroni balls. And it's amped up so much by the feel, look and sound of the weapons. It is excellent. Excellent, absolutely brilliant. And the Quake feel, it is... Oh, mama. The Quake feel is really here. It is really here. This feels like an evolved Quake. This feels like a bigger, better Quake. If you take Call of the Machine, the new expansion for the Quake 2 remaster, this feels like that, but a full-blown game. And I mean, no, this doesn't look like that, it doesn't play exactly like it, but it feels like it. An evolved Quake. It's kind of hard to describe, but you're constantly hit with this Quake feeling in this game, and it is absolutely brilliant. It is a wonderful feeling, especially if you have any nostalgia connected to Quake. Now just look at these environments. Isn't it freaking gorgeous? I mean, look at this. Take a look-see. This is like the Lord of the Rings meets Quake. It's it's gorgeous. That death animation that we just saw there is... Oh, it's gorgeous. So what I just picked up there is a save point. I can use them to save whenever I want to. And if you look in the bottom left corner, you can see that I got 34 of them. I've been using them very scarcely. Why? Because I didn't know how hard the game was gonna get, so I've just been constantly saving up on them in case I would need them later. So I've used them super scarcely, and I can tell you something. This game is freaking hard. It is one hard freaking game. Just take a moment and let that sink in. We had an enemy there. We had like 3 enemies here. Another enemy there. Another enemy there. One enemy there. One enemy there. Enemy down there. And I can guarantee you, without playing this yet, I can guarantee you that these are not the only ones that will be present in here. The game constantly just floods enemies at you all the freaking time. And it's actually not always a good thing. So don't get me wrong here. The combat is excellent in this game. It's absolutely brilliant. The combat loop is super fun, the weapons are super cool, the enemies are awesome, the Quake feeling is so incredibly nice. But the game lacks some pace-changing moments in its combat. Oh. You are constantly just fighting off enemies like this. All the time. There are small segments of platforming like I just did there. I jumped up here, jumped there. There are some more advanced than that, but they usually don't take more than a minute or two to complete, and that is not enough to change the pace of the game. You press levers like this, takes you about 2 minutes, 1 minute to find them, or not to find them. Finding them can actually be really hard and tedious and frustrating at times, but once you find them, it doesn't take you long at all, and it doesn't take you long at all to actually get there or challenge you to get there. Ooh, this is beautiful. Whoa! I mean, look at this Quake feeling! Oh yeah, oh yeah. I like this, I love this, I love this. This just screams of a Quake hallway. If you didn't know, Quake is my favorite old school shooter. It is. I can't deny that. Oh. See, the game just floods enemies at you all the time. This is how the game works. And as I said, please don't get me wrong on it. It is so much fun, but the game is 15 to 20 hours long. And I would have expected some more puzzles, some more pace-changing elements to it all. And apart from the 3 bosses, well, there are none. This is what you will be doing in different arenas, in different settings, with different monsters. But there isn't a whole lot of monsters either, not for the length of the game. Oh, mama. There are a lot of monsters. I don't blame the game for having too few enemies. Absolutely not. But if you're gonna make a long game like this, you need more. The game would have done absolutely fine being 10 to 12 hours. It would have been enough. See, it's non-stop, man. Every single corner you peek at, there are new enemies. Luckily, I'm so freaking good at game. I'm kidding, I'm not. I've been struggling like crazy, to be honest. Okay, we got him. Press another lever, and I can almost guarantee you that there will spawn more enemies now. Yep, told ya. Freaking told ya. So it looks like we got a little bit of a puzzle here, a little bit of platforming, I don't know what you're gonna call this, navigational puzzle. But do you see how small it is? It isn't enough to change the pace of the game. This is gonna literally take me 10 seconds to finish, and then I can guarantee you I will be on to more enemies. So let's see if I'm right. Okay, that was a little scary. Oh! See? I didn't even have the time to open a door before an enemy spawned. This is also a brand freaking new enemy. Oh! We got more. We got more. Give me the ammo. Give me the ammo. Ooh, he broke the whole pillar there. That was cool. I'm nervous. Look at those gibs flying everywhere. It is gorgeous, man. I'm telling you, it is gorgeous. The combat is just a great feeling in the game. The movement is super smooth. It is a little bit slippery, especially when doing platforming puzzles, you notice it. But for dancing around your enemies like that, oh, it is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. There is one more here somewhere. Now all of the weapons, they have alternative fires. I'm not gonna spoil them for you here, but the alternative fires, they're good. They are nice. No complaints on them. I just wish for a long game like this that there was something more to the weapons. Maybe an upgrade. Just one upgrade per weapon. Something to fight for. Maybe hidden away in secrets to encourage you to even further look for secrets. The only thing really right now that encourages you to look for secrets are artifacts. these guys right here that I constantly forget to look for. But they are lifesavers. Whenever I actually remember to use one of them is when I am in a really tight spot and it's like, okay, how the frick am I going to make this? Then I'm like, oh yeah, an artifact. Now to touch a bit on the level design, I have to say that the level design is absolutely brilliant. As you can see, we got the Quake vibe, and this map in particular really screams the Quake vibe. So I'm happy we by accident chose this one. But other than that, the levels are huge. They take around up to an hour to finish. But mostly due to struggling to find that lever or key that you need to progress. Because sometimes it isn't always that obvious exactly where to look or exactly where to go to find that key or that lever. Like right now, we went up in here, but we could just as well have gone down there. I don't know which path is the right one, but I'm gonna check this one out to see what's in here. But they are huge. They got the verticality. They got huge, awesome freaking looking arenas and everything in between to really make you feel like, wow. It's jaw-dropping beautiful at times. Like this right here is absolutely gorgeous. And this arena does not look or play like the last arena that we just played in. So level design-wise, in combat terms, it's absolutely magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. My only real complaint with the level design is that sometimes it can be hard finding that one item that you need or that one lever that you need to progress. Up to the point where it becomes frustrating looking for it. I don't mind looking for a little bit, don't mind getting lost for a little bit, but sometimes it gets to the point where it's actually frustrating. And we got another save point. So that, my friends, will do it for this gameplay. Back to the review. Hey, it's your boy Giveaway Man here. So what you have to do to enter the giveaway is to be in the live stream that is happening the day after this review dropped. It is up on the channel, so all you have to do is go to the channel, hit the live stream, hit the notification bell, and be there. That way you enter the giveaway. And remember, I got 2 copies to give away this time. Now hopefully you got a good feeling for how the audio and visuals are in the game, but to touch on it just a little bit more, it is freaking excellent. The music is from no other than Andrew the Goat Hulshult himself, a true legend in the boomer shooter music scene. He has yet to fail, and he did not fail in Wrath either. And the graphics, man, the graphics, they are freaking beautiful. Using the Quake-1 engine to create something this stunning is just nostalgia and beautifulness all mixed into one, which is exactly what I'm looking for in my boomer shooters. And I'm so happy to see the incredible variation in all the environments. Sure, there are some copy-paste textures and props here and there, but that is to be expected in a huge game like this. Overall, the game, it looks fantastic. It nails the brutal, bloody and gory dark fantasy setting perfectly well, and it keeps you interested throughout the 15 to 20 hours of playtime. So the combat, it is fantastic. It is fast-paced, it is plentiful, however it does get too much at times. After a couple of hours there is not much new introduced into the mix to make the combat feel varied enough. More and more monsters isn't enough all the time. I would have loved to see a mini-boss here and there or other pace-changing elements to the combat to make it feel fresh. Now the weapons, they also feel great. They have a fantastic punch to them, they look awesome and all boast alternative fire modes, but I would have loved to be able to upgrade them. That would have kept them much more interesting throughout this long journey, and I mean especially considering how much focus the game puts on the weapons and its combat. But hey, they do the job and they do it really well for what they are. Now the enemies, just the same. I feel like the amount of enemies is a bit thin considering the length of the game, but those that are here, they are freaking fantastic. They have great hit feedback, keeps flying, and most of all they are varied, with charging foes, shooting foes, flying foes and things in between. But no mini bosses, where are they? And the levels, well, just the same here. They are pretty amazing, they are varied and very long, but they lack the puzzles, both both in terms of brain teasers and platforming. I mean, sure, there are elements of platforming, but there really isn't any moment that truly focuses on it, that challenges you, and most of all changes the pace of it all. There's just non-stop combat for about 18 hours in this game. So more pace-changing elements, more depth to the weapons and the enemies, and less confusing levels. That would be my criticism to the game. But apart from that, you should not wait a single minute to get this game. I did not experience a single bug apart from a couple of AIs acting a bit weird. Far from game breaking and far from ruining my experience with the game. Meaning, I had a bloody fantastic time playing this game, and I'm sure you will as well. So go have fun blasting your way through the swarms of enemies in this dark power fantasy come to life. And don't miss these.